back to my YouTube channel, friends. In this session I am going to cover up a demo part of AWS Backup Service. In the last session we have seen the theoretical part, so if you have not gone through that video, please go through that so you'll understand what is the definitions of various things we use in the AWS Backup. Okay, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that you won't get missed any new videos. Okay, so let's get started. I have logged into this AWS management console. Okay, first thing is in the search bar you can click type AWS Backup and you will see this service, this AWS Backup here. So this will launch a dashboard, a view like this one. As you can see in this dashboard, it will do the various things like backup plan, on-demand backup, job metrics, okay, which has copy jobs, resource jobs, restore jobs, and backup jobs. Everything that is can be seen under this dashboard. Then we have backup vaults. So backup vault is nothing but it is a storage, or you can say container where our backups are stored. There is a default backup vault, it's already there, but if we want we can create a new backup vault, okay, by clicking on this one. So I can create a backup vault here. I can give a name as vault 01. Encryption key, we can choose whatever the keys we have, otherwise the default key is there. You can click on this info button so that you can get to know what is it. Basically this is to encrypt that, using this encryption key data can be encrypted. Tags, we can give up to 50 tags. Okay, I am not going to use this at present. I'll just click on create backup vault. So our vault has been created. Okay, and you can see there are several in the summary, there are lots of things there here. Okay, you can see. Then the next thing is, there's a vault log as well. You can just, if you click on this one, basically a vault log helps to protect backups from lifecycle changes, accidental deletion or malicious activities. Okay, so this is kind of log. This is it will protect our resources, or say data being deleted accidentally by someone. Okay, we can manage the permission. So everything that can be done using this vault log. So basically we need to create a vault log and assign it to the particular resource so that there is no it won't get deleted accidentally. So right now we don't have any logs, so it's showing us no logs are added to any backup vault. Okay, if we want we can create a backup vault here. Then going to backup plans, you can see basically as we have seen in the last session, backup plans, it defines the backup requirement. It includes backup schedules, retention rules, and life cycle rules. It contains basically set of rules. Plans is nothing but a set of rules. I can create this. Since there is no backup plan, I can click on create backup plan, and it gives us options like start with a template, that are the ready-made templates in the AWS. Then you can build a new plan that from scratch we can do. And this third option is define a plan using JSON. So this is basically JavaScript object notation. Using this language we can create another backup plan. For this demo part, I will do it. Start with the template. I will choose this template, daily 35 day retention, and let me give a name as plan 01. Okay. Here in the under advanced backup rules, again we need to specify the backup rules, specify the schedules, backup window, and lifecycle rules. Okay, so basically this is the daily backup, that is the rule. I'll just select this one, default one. Under advanced backup setting, you can see it's application consistent backup like Windows VSS. When we are going to take the backup of Windows machine, so basically VSS helps. It's like nowadays it's also supporting Linux as well. So when there the application like Microsoft Exchange or Microsoft Outlook, there are some files are open. Okay, and while taking the backup, those files may get missed or unable to be backed up because being in use. So Windows VSS will help in that case to lock that resources so that the backup will be taken. That is the basically use of Windows VSS. That the VSS stands for Volume Shadow Copy Service, and it will be very helpful to take this application consistent backup. So I just select this one and click on create plan. Okay, now our plan has been created. Now let's go and assign some resources. So right now we don't have any resources which are assigned to this plan. I will just select on include specific resource type. Since we have EC2 instances to be added or protected, you can see I have launched these 3 EC2 instances. 2 are Linux based and 1 is Windows based EC2 instance that we need to back up. So I'll just select on include specific resource type. Under resource type we can select EC2, and in this list you can see there are several options like Aurora, CloudFormation, DynamoDB, DocumentDB, etc. So if you go through this previous session, you will understand these are the types of the resources which are supported by the backup service. It means all these resource types can be backed up using AWS Backup Service. Okay. Out of that I selected EC2. Now in order to select this EC2s, like whatever the EC2 instances, we can click on choose resources. Here it is giving us the IDs, instance IDs of, here it is giving the instance ID of all these resources, you can see. So I can select all EC2 instances and it will select all those at once. Okay, these all, and I will click on, here we need to give a name to this assignment 01. Okay, let me give this one, and I will click on assign resources and we will click on continue. So now our resources are assigned to this assignment 01. Okay, still in the protected resources we can see there are no resources as of now, because we there is no backup that has been done so far. Under even jobs you can see there's nothing right now. So let's trigger a backup and let's see how we can go for that. So I will click on demand backup. I will click on create on demand backup. Okay, here again we need to select EC2 and the instance. Let me select this one and the backup window. So backup window, it's like when the backup will start. So if we can go with write backup immediately, that will starts immediately within 1 hour. 1 hour you can say backup window. So if I start, it's 11:30 AM now, it will start 1 AM from 1 hour. So it's till 12:39 AM it will start. So this is the significance of this one. If we want, we can create the customized backup window as well. Okay, so you can select like it should start from 2 hours from now or 6 hours from now, and backup complete within specifies when it should complete. So if I start my backup job, I suppose I should say it should complete in next 6 hours. So I can select 6 hours and it will start within 1 hour, that is backup window, and 6 hours. So within 6 hours it should get complete. That is the minimum. And just go with the create backup now that it should start within 1 hour. Retention period, there are other options. So specify the days or weeks or months or years that the backup is available, like backed up data is retained in the backup vaults, so that we can perform the restoration if there is a requirement. Okay, so I can select the days, and here days I can select like 7. So it means up to 7 days from now the backup data is available and it will be retained in the backup vaults. After that it gets expired. Okay, so that we will see the we can discuss later. Vaults, I can select the vault 01, that is about the vault that we have created, and here IAM roles. Basically it specifies the IAM role that AWS Backup will assume in creating and managing backups on your behalf. Basically, since here we are asking AWS Backup to go and start the backup of an EC2 instance, like one of the service, AWS Backup Service is one service which are going to talk from, EC2 which is another service. So AWS Backup, that one service should have some kind of privilege or permission. So that is the specified by IAM. So while we are going to take configure the backup, basically it will create a role and assign to AWS Backup, so that it will give the permission to AWS Backup Service to enable the backup. Okay, so we can go with the default role. Otherwise we can select, if we already have another resource, another IAM role, we can choose the IAM role and specify that. Okay, here it will be specify the role that we want. For this demonstration purpose, I will just go with the default role. Okay, here I want Windows BSS to be enabled, and I will click on create on-demand backup. Okay, so you can see here the backup is in progress. It's immediately started. Okay, and under these jobs I can see backup job ID. So there is a backup job ID that has been, so this is a unique ID. This ID is unique for each of this backup, and the status, you can see it's created, what is the instance, and everything it is specified. If we want more details, I can just click on this backup job ID and it will let us know the more details on that. So now right now the status is running. If you want at any point of time, you can just click on stop backup job, so backup job will be stopped. Okay, so it will take a couple of minutes for this backup to be completed. I can see my backup job has been completed. You can see here the status is completed. Okay, and if you could see, the size of this backup is 8 GB. So normally the size of backup is the size of the disk that this EC2 instance has, so it will back up that. Okay, so that is about it. Yeah, and now since we have taken the backup, you can see earlier we had no resources showing under protected resources, but right now since the backup is available, this resource is displaying under protected resources section. Okay, you can click on this one, and if we select this recovery point, and if we click on restore, then we can perform the restoration from this this console. Okay, that is one thing about it. Yeah. Now one interesting thing to note here is, if we can see under protected resources, my EC2 instance ID is this one. Okay, CB09 at the end. And if I go and under this CB09, this instance ID, and under monitoring section, if you can go and see, you can see here there is a little bit spike under CPU utilization. Let me enlarge this one. Yeah, you can see a small spike here. So basically backup is while the services like the jobs like backup and restoration are CPU intensive. So whenever we have any backup running, so it will during this process we can see some spikes in the CPU utilization, and once backup job has been completed, you can see again it is going down. The CPU utilization is reducing right now. Okay, so you should note this. So because of this reason, normally backup are run in the off business hours. So whenever there, say if this is a database service or some other applications are running, so this is normally backup is preferred when the server is idle or there is nothing much that is it's there is nothing more load on that is on the machine, for a specific machine. It normally runs in the off business hours. For example, it's 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. onwards, like it's normally it's 12 hours of backup window is preferred, and it runs so that it should not affect the other jobs or other resources. It shouldn't affect the performance of that machine. That is mainly the intention, or the backup about this backup job. You can see the other things as well, even the disks and CPU credit usage, everything you can see under this one. And this is the default monitoring. Okay, if we want, we can click on manage detailed monitoring, but note one thing is detailed monitoring is not free. Okay, so we will get some charges from AWS when we enable the detailed monitoring. So by default it is this is the default monitoring that we have used. Okay, so this is one thing to do. Okay, see, similarly, if I want to protect or run the backup to another machine, I can go to backup plans. I can go to assignments, or yeah, I can go again to the protected resources and click on create on-demand backup. This time, suppose let me select web server 01. This is Windows based machine, and I'll click on Windows VSS and create on-demand backup. Okay. Again for this machine, you can see if we can go to EC2 instances, and this is this backup. This is the EC2 instance on which backup is ongoing right now. If we can go to monitoring section and under CPU utilization, so we can expect a bit spike of this CPU utilization while our backup job goes on. Yeah, here we can see the CPU utilization has been increased a bit. Okay, and our backup job is still running. Okay, so that's what I just sometimes back we discussed, that backup is a CPU intensive service, CPU intensive process. Yeah, so friends, you can see this backup has been completed. Yeah, and this backup size is 30 GB. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, so it will be size of this hard disk that is assigned to that particular EC2 instance. So backup size will be same as the size of that hard disk. Okay, and if we go to this EC2 instance and to CPU utilization page, you can see here there was a spike here. Okay, around the time when backup was it was running, there is little bit spike here, and after that you can see it started reducing this CPU utilization. Okay, so the backup job is backup process is CPU intensive that we have seen. Okay, and that's it for today, friends. I hope you got the point. And once you are done with this exploring the backup jobs, please ensure you stop the resources which are there. Ensure to delete this EC2 instances and backup files and other things, so that it won't incur the additional charges. So thank you, friends. Okay, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas to all of you, and thanks for being thank you, take care, bye bye.